This week on Houston Newsmakers, as we approach Memorial Day and the end of Military Appreciation Month here on Channel 2, a salute to the Fisher House, where for more than 25 years, families of military patients are offered free lodging during the healing process, and where for the first time ever, the Houston VA Medical Center has opened a third Fisher House. And it's the start of swim season, which means fun, but also an increased chance of drownings. It doesn't have to be that way. 3 people on the front lines are here with ways to help keep that from happening. And the fight now being waged by MD Anderson Cancer Center to help in the research and effort to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease.
From KPRC Channel 2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
And welcome to Houston Newsmakers. On this Memorial Day weekend, thank you for those of you who have served on behalf of all Americans. We pause this weekend to remember those who have given their lives for the United States of America. This is also Military Appreciation Month here at Channel 2, and I want to call your attention to a special gym we have in our community that focuses on taking care of the families of injured or sick military members and veterans. It's called Fisher House, and it's an amazing gift from the Fisher House Foundation that last week saw the third Fisher House opened in Houston, the only place in the country with 3 of the houses in one area. These houses free to the families, provide just what they need in a time when their loved ones are in distress. Plenty of space, between 7 and 21 suites, between 5 and almost 17,000 square feet. What a great gift to celebrate this Memorial Day weekend. Joining me this morning to talk about this great program is Bob Scruggs, a board member of the Fisher House Friends of Houston, and Frank Kelly, manager of the Fisher House. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Talk to me about how this program works. How does someone get a chance to stay in Fisher House, right?
Well, the main criteria is that the veteran or active duty military person needs to be actually in the hospital themselves, and then their family members can stay in the Fisher House for an indefinite period of time. If the person is in the hospital, we take care of the family as much as we can in all the different capacities that they need.
And the foundation itself helps to build these houses. How is the money raised for that?
We don't actually help build the houses. The foundation does that. Our organization, Fisher House Friends of Houston, is a nonprofit that provides additional services beyond that which the government can do. Once the foundation builds the houses, they give them to the appropriate branch of the government. In our case, it's the VA. And so the VA owns and operates the Fisher Houses, and there are limits on the types of amenities they can provide, and we step in to augment those.
This is relatively new, though, right? The Friends of Fisher House.
Yes, as far as Houston is concerned, we started our nonprofit. Well, we got our status granted by the IRS a few months ago. There are other Fisher Houses throughout the country that have had nonprofits for a while, and they're teaching us a lot about what can be done to help the families that that the government just can't do.
Frank, this is your third. You've been here from the beginning with these Fisher Houses here. This process that goes on, what's the process that locates the land? Who does that? How does that come about, and how does that process work?
Well, the individuals from the Fisher Foundation come down and work in conjunction with, in our case, the VA, to select the property that's best suited for the use. They then determine if the need is there for a Fisher House. Once that's determined, they go about requesting a proffer, or giving a proffer, in this case to the VA. The land is then turned over by the Secretary of the VA, in our case, to the Fisher Foundation. It becomes property of the Fisher Foundation. They in turn then build the house. Once it's completed, they then give the property back to the VA with the house intact. So it becomes a total product of the Fisher Foundation and given back intact to the VA.
I imagine it was a special day just a few days ago, really, when the third Fisher House dedication happened, the ribbon cutting that went along with that. Talk about the kind of energy that was there among all the people there as you saw that come to fruition.
It was a very special day. It's the third one that I've had the opportunity and pleasure of being involved with here in the Houston area. We had a good turnout. A lot of our guests, there were members are currently in Fisher House 2 and 1 were there in attendance. So they were able to see the progress as well. And it also allowed us to start talking about the fact that we could bring people in from the Texas Medical Center in addition to the VA, and bring the families in there as well, as long as they qualify. The person is in the hospital, they're an active duty person, or they're an honorably discharged veteran, meeting the mileage criteria of more than 50 miles away, we can take care of those families in the Fisher House as well.
The Friends of Fisher House, because of what you do now, you add that quality, a little extra quality to the folks who are already under stress. And the houses themselves, I've looked at them, they're very nice.
Absolutely.
A little wonderful in exterior and interiors as far as that's concerned.
Right. Now, the accommodations are fantastic, but the government can't do a number of things that would help our families, such as we've got some golf carts there that transport our guests to and from the hospital. Fisher House 1 is about a quarter mile from the hospital, 2 and 3 are about a half mile. And so bad weather days or some of our guests just aren't up to making that trek. The golf carts we have currently are fine as far as they go, but we got funds earmarked to, we think, upgrade that service. We're looking at getting electric climate controlled shuttle vehicles that will provide better weather protection and a better ride for the folks. So we think that can help.
What do you want? What do you most need now from people other than just dollars? I mean, right now, because you are a relatively young nonprofit, what you do, I'm guessing that's one of the things you really would like to have people do.
Dollars would be a great thing. Another thing that we're looking to do, though, is reach out to the restaurant community in Houston. As you know, Houston's full of fantastic restaurants. Well, our families that come stay at the Fisher Houses would greatly benefit from more meals than are currently provided. Mm-hmm. We have a meal calendar on our website, but and as you'll see, there's not very many meals already spoken for. We want to provide a whole lot more meals, and we know from other Fisher Houses that have had nonprofits in operation for much longer than we have that that's a doable thing. In fact, other Fisher Houses, for instance, the guests will know that Monday night's taco night and Tuesday night's spaghetti night and whatever. We want to cover the entire calendar with meals.
Well, we have certainly, our area is really, really welcoming to veterans and all the services that they need. Frank, I know that you're involved in making sure that they're set up. You're saying that there's not going to be a 4th house for a while. You want to just go ahead and get this 3-house thing down to a science first.
I would never say never. There's always going to be, as long as there's conflicts going on, there's going to be needs for Fisher Houses. I know that the current agenda does not have a 4th Fisher House for us. But if you go back 5 years ago, we didn't have a 3rd Fisher House for us on that agenda either. So to say we'll never get a 4th house would be a misstep on my part.
Well, between now and then, whenever we get one or not get one, I want to give the information about what people can do if they want to help out. The Fisher House Foundation, very easy. FisherHouse.org is the main foundation number. And I want to put the information for Friends of Fisher House on our website as well, on our Newsmakers website, so we can get some help, get some restaurants to come in. I eat a lot of restaurant food, so I should be able to help you out with that as well. I'm sure all my viewers will as well. Thank you for what both of you do so much. Our community really appreciates all that you've done.
Well, thanks for helping spread the word. We really appreciate that.
You got it. You got it. All right, we're going to be talking about next weekend. We've got thousands of children. They'll be getting out of school for summer vacation. The good news is that means lots of pool time as we heat up the next few months. Unfortunately, it also means drowning deaths will go up in our community and across the state. It does not have to be that way. My next guest, united to try to keep that from happening.